Hi, my name is David, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the elliptical add-on to visualize the increment of the Axie breeding cost. In the previous video I showed you how to create an Axie calculator or Axie breeding calculator. This time I'm going to show you how to create that and to display a chart displaying that information so it's clear how the increments affect as the number of offsprings increases, how the price also follows suit. So before we start to use the elliptical add-on, you can get it by going to extensions, add-ons, get add-ons. You type here elliptical, and this is the one. So you click on it, and then you click install, and you're gonna have access to all the custom functions they're gonna show you here. So first of all, we're gonna start with listing the number of offsprings that we can get out of an Axie, and as we know, it's maximum of 7 offsprings. So we're going to calculate the price for each one of them, like how much it's going to cost for the first offspring, for the second offspring. And we're going to assume that we're going to have two parents who have never been bred, so they're virgins, so they can actually breed 7 times. Oops, 1, 2, 3, and then you can autocomplete, just it's going to understand the sequence. All right, so we have the 7 possible offsprings. Then we calculate what is the cost of SLP. To know what is the cost of AXS, and also what is the cost in US dollar. So okay, so give it some formatting here, right align, and some coloring. And now for the SLP cost, we have a custom function from the add-on, which is called ELP SLP breeding cost. And in here, so we have to pass the first parent breeding count, then the second parent breeding count, and how many times we're going to breed them. So as I mentioned, we're going to assume that we're going to breed virgin Axies. So in this case, the count will be this number, right? Because when you want to have the first offspring, it means that it will be that number less 1, so it's 0. So the parent is a virgin one. For the other parent, is the same calculation, so this minus 1, so you give us 0. And the breeding times is just 1. I'm interested to see how the cost increases on each step, on each offspring that we're creating. So there you go. So the cost is going to be 1800 SLP. For AXS, we have the other function, ELP AXS breeding cost. Here it only requires how many times you want to breed, and because we want to see the change over increments of 1, like what the cost of each new offspring, we're always going to provide number 1. Right? In this case, for now, it's going to be 0.5. These functions are going to update the value they return as SkyMavis keeps changing the cost for breeding. So now we can just drag and drop and autocomplete the rest of the fields like this. Okay, for AXS is always the same, right? So now, really want to know is how much it's going to cost in terms of dollars. So we can use, I have another tab here called rates, which is, I have another video on the playlist showing how to create actually this. It's kind of like a portfolio tracker, which by the way is using another custom function called ELP coin price. So there's another video for that. So in here, I'm just going to show you how to use it, because we can now take this amount, right? So we're going to take the amount of the SLP, and we're going to multiply it by the cost of SLP right now, right? So we have SLP here. We select this one, and we're going to lock it so we always get the same value, right, as we drag down later. And then plus, we're gonna add as well how many AXS do we need, multiplied by the cost of that AXS, which is right here. And we log this field as well. Okay, so to breed the first offspring, it's gonna cost us $99 if we wanna go to the market to buy the SLP and the AXS. Now if we drag and drop, now we see the price for each subsequent offspring, how much it's gonna cost. So for me, the interesting thing here is that we can actually chart, and it will give us an idea how these numbers changes. So we can just select all of these, go to insert chart. We just want a regular line chart, and now we don't want to see all of them like SLP, AXS. We want to see really just the USD cost. So I'm just gonna, in the x-axis, I'm gonna put the offspring, and then the series, I'm just gonna leave only the USD cost. I'm just gonna remove all of them except the last one. And treat labels as text. Sure, that's fine. We can go back to this later. Okay, so this is, in a very simple terms, this is the chart. We can make it a little bit nicer. For example, we can give it some, we can smooth maybe the lines. I would like to show the labels. So we can go to the series and say, you know what, show me the labels. Where is it? I keep forgetting where the labels are shown. Oh, data labels. All right. And I want to see the actual point, so make it a little bit more obvious. That's good. Let's give it some names here. So the chart title will be Axie breeding cost in USD, right? So it's obvious. And now we can give it also names for the axis, which I think is very important. For the horizontal axis, title is the offsprings, and for the vertical title is US dollars. What else can we do here? So you can see the last value, the 7, the label is cropped because it's actually above this line. So we can do a little change. Why don't we, first of all, let's make some changes to the x-axis. So first of all, it starts at 0, and let's give it some room and just end at 8, so we get some pattern as well. And we know these numbers are never gonna change. I mean, an axis can only be bred 7 times, so that's fine, manipulated that. So we can go to the horizontal axis and say, you know what, go from 0 to 8. And now you can see, now the steps is a little weird, like 2, 4, 6. I want to see integer increments. So for that, we can go to grid lines and thick. And for the horizontal axis, we're gonna say, give me a step value of 1. Okay. And we have the same issue, that is the value for the last one is cropped, but I don't want to modify, I don't want to set a hard limit on the y-axis, because this is gonna change as the price of SLP and AXS changes. So I'm just gonna move the label to the right. So in this case, we have enough space. We can go back to series here, and where the labels are, I think it's here, but maybe, yeah, position, let's say right. And maybe to make it more prominent, the label rather than the line itself, we can maybe reduce the thickness of the line. How much? Maybe like 1, and make the label be bold. So it's really the number we're after is that. So we can just put it right next to our table, if we can actually drag it. And there you go. Now you can visually see how the cost of bringing an Axie increases actually exponentially as you want to get more offspring. So the first one is the cheapest, it's just almost $100, but the last one is the most expensive at $915. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video.